Once, not here, not there, but maybe where you are, there was a woodcutter. He would go into the woods every day with his faithful donkey. They would find fallen trees, chop them up. He would put a load on his own back and a load on the back of his donkey, and they would go to town and they would sell the wood. They weren't rich, they were poor, but they survived. And one day, deep in the woods, they found an oak tree that had fallen in a storm. The woodcutter thought, now this is my lucky day. He worked all morning, and he put a big load on his own back, and on the special saddle he had for his donkey, he piled another huge load, and he and the donkey, bowing underneath that load, walked to town. When they got there, he sold his own load quickly and was waiting for someone to buy the donkey's load when a man walked up and said, "How much for the donkey's load?" Well, they haggled back and forth. The woodcutter named a price, and the man named a price, then the woodcutter, then the man, and they finally settled on a price they could both agree on. Now, the man was the barber in town, and he said, "I'll give you an extra coin if you bring the donkey's load to my place." The woodcutter agreed. And when they got there, he unloaded the wood for the man, and as he turned to walk away, the barber said, "Wait a minute, I paid for the donkey's load. That includes that saddle." The woodcutter said, "No, it doesn't. It only takes care of the wood." "Oh no, the donkey's load is what the donkey was carrying, and he was carrying that saddle as well as the wood. And I paid for it, so I want it." Well, the woodcutter started to argue, but the barber said, "No, if you don't give it to me, I'll call the authorities. I'll have the police come after you." The woodcutter was so frightened, he unsaddled the donkey and gave that saddle to the barber. The barber laughed and went into his shop, and the woodcutter and the donkey went back to their little cabin. And all afternoon he thought about it, and all night, how he had been fooled and tricked by that barber. And when he woke up in the morning, he had an idea. So he went to the barber, he walked in his shop, and he said, "No hard feelings about yesterday. I was wondering if you could shave me and my partner." "Well, of course. How much will it be?" And the barber told him the price, and the woodcutter reached in his pocket and gave the coins to the barber. The barber lathered up the woodcutter. He shaved him. He trimmed his hair. Well, the woodcutter looked pretty good. When he was finished, the barber said, "Oh, where's your partner?" "Oh, he's outside. I'll bring him in." And the woodcutter went out and brought the donkey into the barber shop. The barber said, "What are you doing?" "Well, this is my partner. We've been partners for years now." "I don't shave animals." "I paid you to shave my partner, and you're going to shave him." "Do you understand that I would ruin 2 or 3 razors shaving an animal that big? I can't shave him. It would take me all day, maybe part of tomorrow." And so they argued, and finally the woodcutter said, "If you don't shave my partner after I paid you, I'm going to have to call the police. I'll have to take you to court." And the barber was the one that was afraid this time. He said, here's your coin back." "Oh no," the woodcutter said, "you're going back on a promise." I'll give you a brand new razor so you can shave yourself." And he reached in a drawer and gave a brand new razor to the woodcutter. "I'm not sure that's enough," said the woodcutter. "I think I'd like my saddle back, please." And the barber ran into the back room and came back with the saddle, and he handed it to the woodcutter. And the woodcutter nodded his head and said, "Now we're even." And the donkey and the woodcutter, they left for their little cabin, satisfied that justice had finally been done. And that's the story of the donkey's load.